I've got
We are
Facebook
live.
ready to share.
I forgot to put the show on. Let me put the show on. Well, hello there. You seen us before this show was actually started and didn't know what the heck was going on. I've been running around with my head cut off. But anyway, I'm Howard Petrie, host of the Paranormal Swamp Talk, along with my beautiful hostesses, Miss Rosie Page, known as Tinkerbell, and Miss Jess Beauregard, known as Theodore. Don't ask me why. I mean, it's a long story with
It's a
Jess.
long story. Long story.
And tonight we have Miss Katherine Sorilos. Am I saying it?
Sorilos, yep.
Sorilos. Okay.
It's a
And,
very Greek name.
and well, we don't care. I mean, we like Greek people too. We like all people.
Yes, we do. And the food. And the food. The
I mean,
food.
my last name is Beauregard. I'm not judging anybody.
Oh, there you go.
What? Look at she's already putting down the Cajun Nation. Look at her.
I
Man,
went from
Lord
George
mercy.
to Beauregard.
And tonight, like I said, we have Miss Katherine on there, and she's aware of many hats. Let's put it that way. She can. I'll let her tell herself about who she is and what she has done. She did a little reading for me just before the show, and I was like, "Wow," you know. But yes, Miss Katherine, please tell us about yourself and tell us what you do.
Okay. I'm a psychic medium. I'm also a paranormal investigator. I'm an ordained minister. I've studied parapsychology, demonology. I'm a Reiki master. I think I said that. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. I do past life regression. I got baptized in the fire when I was really young when it came to the paranormal and all metaphysical stuff. My auntie and my mom in Greece, they took me to there was a monastery and they took me there, and I witnessed at the age of 11 my first exorcism that was done on a girl, and I started feeling everybody's emotions in there and the girl's emotions and what was going on with her, that I couldn't take it. My whole body was burning. And then I just fainted. So that's when I thought, okay, something's wrong with me. And then we really looked into the things, and I went to a life programming. It was an institute where they actually at the 11. This is going back in the 1980s, because I'm 50. So
I'm older than you. I'm older than you.
so there I was taught how to do remote viewing, psychokinesis, which is telekinesis and psychokinesis. I was taught how to do remote viewing. Then you know how everybody does the Esther method right now when they do paranormal investigations. We were doing that when I was 11.
Yeah.
A bit different. not with actually blinding somebody and putting the earphones. We will sit behind curtains and draw something or pick up a card, and someone on the other side will guess what it was, or go to a different room or the other side of the room. So this has been going on for a very long time with that kind of method. I was taught how to do astral projection, and then my psychic gifts really kicked in, because you don't talk about all that when you're young with your parents and all that, because they're a bit funny about it, especially in those days. Everybody had blinkers, despite the fact that my mum knew how to interpret dreams. My dad knew how to read cards. I found out a couple of years ago that my granddad on my mum's side knew the fairy language and go up to the swamps and speak to the fairies. So, they never sort of spoke about it a lot. So I got really into it because our psychic abilities are there with us from the day we are born. They're in our DNA. So something will trigger them off. So between the age of 25 to 28, my psychic abilities really triggered off. And I started having, I would go to places and I would feel everybody's thoughts. I would see spirits around them, and I thought I was going crazy. I was actually having palpitations and panic attacks, and I thought I was dying. So, yeah. So that's, and I'm still learning.
If you say that you know it all, then I would have to say, you're fibbing on me. Everybody's learning. I don't care how much experience someone. It's experience. That's all it is. And they do have people in the field that have more experience than others.
Oh yeah.
But that's the whole process. We're supposed to be para-unity, para-family. We're supposed to all learn from one another and share information, just get along with everyone. That's the way I see it. So
exactly. It's pieces to the puzzle.
We got people from all over the world, looks like. We got Miss Terry Wilson. She's from Alabama. Jenny, she's from Ireland. We have Chantel. She's from South Africa. I think Joanne, she's from Canada. Yvette, that's my neighbor. That's my sister-in-law.
Does she live near you?
Jenny wants me to tell you about the nut. Hi, Jen. I love you, girl.
The nut story.
Oh, I can tell you some stories she's already done, and I don't know if we try to keep this show PG-13, so
it doesn't work. It doesn't work very often.
So I don't know. I mean,
the nut story. She actually took photos with the aluminium foil on her head, or tin foil, and she goes, "That's it. I'm done with you." What?
I want to hear that on there. I want to see a photo of her do that.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the nut story. Let's hear it.
It was really late night. Jen had done a live show. I was on it with her. We were talking afterwards. It must have been about 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And she goes, she was eating something, and we're talking through messages, actually, voice messages, and she was eating something, and she goes, for F's sake, I just dropped my last nut. And I've gone, okay, your nut is between your PC and your desk. She goes, I've looked everywhere, I can't find it. I go, it's in between there. So she took her PC on the side, her computer on the side, and there was the nut sitting. She goes, how the F have you done that? How could you say? I go, that is called remote viewing, woman.
Well,
yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I thought it was going to be something else she's going to go with this, but
no,
that's my thinking. I mean, I have that kind of weird, twisted thinking. And Joe, you better behave in here. I see you right there. Joe's one of my other guys that come on my other shows and stuff like that. And I have 2 other podcasts, and they can actually get really zany. So, yeah, PG-13. I just got out of jail. She did. She was in jail. She was on one of our Friday night, when the Holy Trinity, and she got put in Facebook jail from the show.
Oh, and then I mean, we have poor Irene. I think she's still in Facebook jail.
Oh God! And I would like to say hello
Irene's our
Candy as
friend
well.
from Japan.
Hey, Denise, my buddy Ernie, he's probably in the kitchen baking them some biscuits or something. That's good. So, okay, I'm bored of that game now. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I mean, to me, you said you're also a demonologist, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. My mentor, it's like you say, we're always learning. We're always learning. And I go to my mentor. He knows a heck of a lot more than me. And yeah, Irene's got 8 days in jail.
Wow.
But my mentor is Carl Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been in the field for over 40 years. And if I have a problem, that's who I go to. I mean, he's my go-to man.
Yep.
And Jenny's been a big help on some of this stuff too. I was surprised on a house investigation, a residential I did, and she helped out a lot too. So that's why I'm saying it's para-unity. We can always call someone, and we can always ask questions and things that we're not sure of. We might know the answer, but you want to be positive in what you're thinking and what you're going to decide.
That's true. It'll be egoistic to say I know everything. You know, it's something like
always
everybody needs to communicate and the para-unity and be able to. Maybe I don't have the answers, and someone else will, and it might be something small, but that person will give me the answers.
Oh, we got the Listen Queen in here with us. And she's on another show. Chrissy, Rosie, my fiance you just met, and One Shen. They all do a show on Sundays called Hey Boo, and it's an all-women show. And maybe you can go on that show with them because it's all about destroying men.
Oh. No.
That's what it's about. It's destroy the men, how to get their wallets out of it. Where is my wallet, Jack?
You wear secrets. You wear secrets.
We've lost the plot.
Yeah, that's the whole part of that show and its concept, and they do a lot of amazing things on that show. So, and then like I said, with Rose, Jess and Terry, they have amazing shows, and I love them. I mean, it's about witchcraft and things of that nature, and matter of fact, it was a good.
Actually, in honor of it being 420, we did our morning show this morning was about cannabis and herbology and other herbs you can mix with your cannabis to smoke or smoke in place of cannabis.
Like you can mix some mugwort and really travel out there.
I have a nice big mix that I use, and mugwort is always the first one to go in.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you there.
Ernie's not allowed to carry money. His wallet is obsolete. Oh my Lord! See, that's what I'm saying. That's not good. Like I got all the men all riled up in here.
My husband usually can't even figure out how to get into the bank account app, so I'm not worried.
There it is. But that's a good show. I mean, Catherine, I'd love to see you get on that and do something with them. That would be an amazing show.
I would love to.
But let's get back to you. I'm like I get like a fat kid in the candy store. I'm all over the place. Without Adderall, I'm on 80. I have ADHD. No Adderall, no nothing. Ritalin. I'm just gone.
And pickled sausages. He eats pickled sausages for it.
Yeah, I do. I had that. Yeah, that's the only thing I ate today.
Pickled sausage.
Pickled sausage. That's it.
You gotta eat something else.
Well, I got to do this show. I was running late today. I did something today that was really hard for me, and I had to take care of it. And it's something I had to do. I was telling you earlier that my daughter had passed away here, and she committed suicide in our home, and she was in her second trimester of pregnancy. And she had a lot of baby things here, baby beds and all that stuff. Never did put it together, just leaning up against the wall and everything. And today I decided to let my stepdaughter, I call her my daughter, but it's my stepdaughter, decided she's pregnant and she's due in June. So I decided to bring everything there to her, baby bed, everything, the little bassinet, all that stuff.
Yep, nightstand and all that. Yeah,
That is a
You know,
beautiful thing.
that is the most beautiful thing you could have ever done.
So,
And I really, really feel like Jessica would approve of that.
Yep.
I think so too. That's why I did it.
Wholeheartedly.
Because that room has been closed off since her death. I mean, I go in there and clean it and mop and because it's hardwood floor and dust and things like that. But I just keep her room the same way. But right now, I think she's kind of mad because now I got wedding stuff in there. so I just wanted to get rid of it. Okay, we'll make a little more room, and
there's room for everything.
There's room for everything. Room for everything.
Exactly.
That's what was so hard for me today. That's why I was running late, and I do apologize, for not putting the banners up. Get your name out
okay.
there.
That's okay. You had to do that. It's like, it's a piece of you, so you had to do it, and it's hard.
It's hard. It was very hard.
I've got 5 children, and I cannot imagine the pain. I mean, I'm sorry, but a parent should never bury the child.
They should bury us, right? And that's the way I felt about it. And it was hard. But life does move on. I do visit her and talk to her and her body anyway. I know she's not there, but I still take care of her cemetery, all that stuff. And then, but I know she's here. And I tell her, and I argue with her. I mean, it's sad, but we argue just like she was alive.
You know what? They don't change. I said that to Rosie on her show. As we were when we were alive, that's how we are when we're dead. Nothing changes. Only when we're earthbound, memories start disappearing after 3 months. There's only a few, memories that start going away. And the more we're earthbound, the more memories we lose. And there's times where we don't know why we are stuck here. And that's why you get a lot of haunted places, like old haunted places and spirits that might have been there from the 1800s and haven't moved on yet. That's the reason, because they don't know why they're there. They know that to do the same thing they did, like, do the same thing over and over and over and over again every day, but they don't actually know why they're there.
Yeah. So what kind of, let me ask you this, what kind of investigations have you been on a full-blown investigation where, I know you probably have, but I have to ask the question. This
is my first time in America. I've never been to America.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on down, get you some crawfish.
Spicy crocodile. You can have that.
Alligator. Right? Oh, yeah, we got alligator.
No. Never tried it. Despite the fact that I'm from Australia, right? I'm Greek Australian. I was born and brought up in Australia, like from Greek heritage. My parents are Greek. But no, I will never, I don't know. I will never try snake, and I will never try alligator.
I've had shark. I had a little piece. I just wanted to taste it. Some rattlesnake. I've had anything that pretty much walks or crawls, but except for possum. I will not eat a possum. I'm sorry.
No, poor thing.
They got leprosy and stuff. I'll eat anything else. I mean, a turtle, whatever.
I'm born and bred in Alabama, and I'm not eating snake or crawfish. I don't eat anything that comes out of the water, and I don't eat anything that you can't find on a farm.
I like my crawfish, and I like my lobsters and my mussels, and I like all that stuff.
It's a texture issue for me. I have a sensory processing disorder, so I'm a little weird about texture.
Okay, that's fine then. That's fine. But yeah, so I've never investigated in America. This is my first time. And the first place I went to was the YMCA in Illinois. So it was a great investigation with Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. I am with Riverside, Iowa Paranormal. I'm the regional director for Europe and the UK. The lady Candy that's been putting up all these things, there she is. She's been putting up all my links. She's also a member and handler of Riverside, Iowa Paranormal, which is founded by Michelle Roos. So yeah, that was my first baptized in the fire here in America was the YMCA. So it was good. It was an experience.
So they got some people there. Well, not eat frog, ridiculous frog phobia. How can people eat them? We eat them like this.
No.
Thank you.
But yeah, and The other thing that really got me, and I got excited, and you think, my God, you're going to get excited with something like that. Yes, I did. We went on the weekend, we went on a trip to Indianapolis, and in that place, it's the battlefield.
That's me. I'm sorry. It's a train. I'm about to just leave tonight. I'm killing you.
I think we all thought it was where we are.
Okay.
Go.
I am really in America right now. I just heard the train.
There's literally a train across the street from me. I'm not kidding.
So a lot of people, yeah, like Jenny, she loves that train. Oh, is that
Train.
ghost train?
So, I have a question about the YMCA. I have not heard anything about it. Can you tell me? Can you tell us a couple of little stories about it? What kind of activity there is there?
From what I know is, well, I don't know the whole full story of it because that was my first investigation. Candy can put up something small for you guys to actually see it as well. They're doing a document. They're doing something on it. So it was burnt in many years ago. It was hostile for boys and then for girls. It was the mafia that was in there, like John Looney, and Al Capone, and John Dickinson, I think that was his name. There were ladies, I won't say whores, I will say ladies that would offer the services. So you do see them wandering around in the dresses. You do see the scenery of the men in those days playing card games. They've actually caught on an EVP going what's that word? Something go fish.
Game, like a game.
There she is.
Hooray.
Island
Hooray.
YMCA was a brothel. There you go. If you want to put it up there, Candy's actually writing up what it is.
When you said YMCA, I was not expecting Mafia to be the next jump we went to there. At all.
Yeah, big Mafia, big time. So don't forget, in Chicago, the big Mafia, behind the big Mafia, the Italian Mafia and the Russian and the Irish were the Greeks, the Greek Mafia.
Yeah.
So when I went up to one of the floors and I was interacting with one of the guy who was running the place, like Looney, I started speaking to him in Greek. So I hear this, my name coming through the necrophonics going, Katerina. Katerina is my name in Greek. And I just went, what? And then he was just calling me a B and a CUNT all the time. So
that was my favorite word.
He was walking. He had a cane. So I found a cane downstairs and I was mocking him. I was like, hey, I've got your cane. I've got your cane. Oh, he just went crazy. So yeah. It was an experience.
No, Jenny, we're not calling you a hooker, Jenny.
I think the politically correct term is sex workers.
Yes.
If we want to be PC about it.
Exactly.
Prostitute.
Exactly.
Either or.
Yep. It's fantastic. The YMCA.
This man committed a murder with $50 and a pack of cigarettes.
Yep. Thanks, Candy. Thank you. Candy knows the whole story, like the background. So she's really good at that.
It reminds me of a joke Terry and I have. Instead of OnlyFans, it's Only Spirits. Sounds like it would be the place to be.
That's funny.
But it's worth visiting, guys. It is fantastic.
Sounds like it.
And you can go through, because RIP does those events. Riverside Iowa Paranormal does those events. So you can come in contact with Candy and she can hook you up with that. But it's worth it.
Well, I come in on the button and you said you can hook them up with that. that didn't sound. I don't know. I was like, whoa.
Well, we're talking about hookers, you know what I mean? So
That's what I'm saying. And I
Hey,
caught the butt into that and said we can hook that up. I'm like,
however we can make some extra money in this
exactly,
economy,
exactly. She's right.
sex
What
work is
kind of,
valid.
what kind of industry, Josh?
Hey, sex work is valid.
I mean, if I had a sex worker or a prostitute approach me and say, look, and what $50, anything you want, I'm getting my porch
You
painted.
gotta you gotta at least stop and think about it for a minute.
Oh Lord, this is
Yep.
it's a look rock
You can
on.
message Candy. There you go. Message her back to book for the Rock Island YMCA. She can do it. She works wonders. That girl.
Now, what I'd like to know about, because we've talking about this before, and I was trying to push it off, but I'm getting excited about it. That's why I'm just. But you actually see dead people as at the time of their death, correct?
Yeah, it's not a pretty sight.
Oh, I
It's like
imagine
it's like
not.
the Sixth Sense. Then you have that power, just like the little boy in the Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So does my other partner, Michelle Roos. She's one of the other daughters of the co-founder of Daughter of Hecates. We both work with the dark side. We both see them like that. She sees them like being shot and with half the face hanging off. I will see them like that, and then I will feel exactly how they died. If they died from a shot, at that point, I feel like I would get shot. Sometimes I will have the scar on my body.
Wow.
It's very intense. Like for instance, we went to Indianapolis like I was saying, we went to the battlefields. So first of all, there's many fairies there, right? There was a perfect fairy ring around all trees. It was perfect, and I got pinched
Oh,
and scratched, and I thought, okay, this is little fairies. They're not very nice. They're mean little bees.
Like Tinkerbell, but mean? Or sometimes she's mean too, I think.
They are mean. But then again, they have to be mean because we didn't treat them correctly. We mistreated them as humans. So one of the girls that was with us, she felt this pain in her back, and all of a sudden she had this beautiful round circle of a bullet right on her neck. And then I felt something hit me on my thigh, and it started becoming really like swollen. And then I lift up my pants, and I had a beautiful arrowhead on my leg.
Mm.
I've got photos of that. So a nice little bruise of an arrowhead, the tip of the arrowhead. And I thought, okay, here we are. This is good.
this is exciting because I mean the worst thing that ever happened, I got a boil or maybe a pimple, but I've never gotten. Now I've gotten scratched, I've gotten pushed, I've gotten knocked down, I've gotten drained, but I've
Yep.
never had nothing like that before. Never.
That's validation, Howard, guys. That's validation for me that it's there. It happened. I'm actually feeling it. So maybe I was standing at that point because history does repeat itself. They go over and over. They do. It's the imprints of going over and over again the same thing. So maybe at that point where I was standing, maybe there was a soldier there that got hit by an arrow, and I happened to be right there.
I'm amazed by that. That sounds freaking awesome. I wish I had that power.
Remind me not to invite you onto my property. That would be very not pleasant for you. Like I know what happened here. That would be unpleasant for you. I don't investigate here. I don't investigate where I live. Period.
I won't talk about Rosie, but one of you two, when you're on your property, you get pains at the back here, and the pains in the head, like something just goes and just does this to your head.
You could just point at me.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm pointing.
You can just point at me because
I could feel my heart pumping like that, and it's like, and I'm just feeling like somebody just got like that.
2 suicides.
Okay, thank you.
Gunshots, both gunshots to the head.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, dead.
Yeah. One was just in February, so it's
So
recent.
everybody said shave.
I'm holding my head like that. At the moment, I've got a headache. I've got a splitting headache. It feels like my head is just going to split in the middle like that.
Yep.
And I'm feeling something in here in my chest as well. And my breathing, one of those two just couldn't breathe at the end and just.
That would be the third one. That would be my granny when she passed. She had a
Okay.
massive stroke, and we
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
I'm having the heart palpitations and I'm feeling my heart going like that and I can't breathe. So that's one of the deaths. The other one is my head being split open and just death all around. It's really nice.
Yep, my granny passed of a stroke, and it was massive. We couldn't do anything, and then we had 2 gunshot suicides.
Okay.
One is an old one. One's new. But just so everyone in the chat knows, I have never met her before today.
Yeah.
And I have not shared any of that information with Howard or Rose.
I have not. No, I mean I have not heard it. I've never met Catherine before till just a while ago.
No.
Now, the one who brought Catherine, I'm gonna be honest with you. The one who said, "Oh, you've got to put her on the show. You got to put her on the show," was Rosie, and Rosie has not asked a question yet.
Well, I'm sorry. I have a 5-year-old beating up a 17-year-old in the other room, and I had to keep going in there.
Always the little ones.
Here's Jenny, and if it wasn't for Jenny, I wouldn't have known about her. So
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was Jenny that brought us together.
yeah.
She's brilliant.
Yeah, I love my Jen. I love her.
Everybody needs to bring her on every show.
Well, now we owe Jenny. We're definitely going to have to find her man now.
Yeah.
She's
just looking for a sugar daddy just for 4 days, just enough to get her down here to New Orleans.
Yeah, you got to get her down there, guys. You have to. I've known Jenny for nearly 3 years.
I'm scared when Jenny comes down here though, and she'll get, go into the city. We'll never find Jenny again. The city will eat her, or she'll eat the city. One or the other somebody.
not a bad way to go.
She'll be somewhere investigating, somewhere in a house.
Yeah. The spirits won't let her leave either. They'll like her.
Yeah, Jenny is beautiful. I love Jenny. She knows that. She's like a sister to me.
We love Jenny. We love Janae. We call her Janae.
Janae. Like peas and carrots.
Monroe House in Hartford City, Indiana. We're making a trip there.
Yeah, we're going to that house too.
Yeah, I want to go there sometime.
So
y'all's event and see.
They're really the team, my team, but the team, our team, my team. We're all together. They're really pulling. They're taking me to the most strongest places.
The best of the best.
The best of the best.
That's good. That's awesome.
I would say go to Waverly Hills, but Waverly Hills, we are boycotting Waverly Hills, and it's a big thing about who owns Waverly Hills and everything. And you might have seen that Save Waverly Hills stuff, banners and things out there with Save Waverly Hills. The owners have really been treated wrongly. It's a lot of injustice in this, and so we're, as a paranormal community, are basically banning Waverly Hills. Nobody's going to boycott it. So until it goes into the right hands. So
you're right.
That's one place
what is that?
Anne, she's been like she just visited the Winchester house, didn't she?
Yes, I would love to go there. That's a really good one, Catherine. That's a really good one.
It's really funny you say Winchester because when we're driving from Iowa to Indianapolis, all you could see was highways, and I felt like the bloody Winchester boys,
Oh yeah.
And then we passed this little field where it had little satellites sitting out there, and then there was another cornfield that had wooden horses, and I'm like, I'm waiting for the children of the corn to come out.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Lord, he who walks behind the rose.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Don't talk about corn. We did a whole show about corn before, and it is not pleasant.
Oh God.
It wasn't a good. No.
Who is Hawaii is? What does that mean? How are you?
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah.
That's Jillian. She's from Ireland too. And then, there we go. Oh, wrong one. There you go.
Now, why? Yeah, I like that. I grew up near
And
me.
Joe said he grew up near the Winchester Mystery. It's a cool place. And let's see, gosh, I've been boycotting almost all year. Right. Thank you.
Don't say corn.
Don't say the corn word. That's the C word.
Hmm.
Okay, so you said this was your first investigation in the
The
States.
YMCA, yep.
What's
I've
the
done
Um,
other
wildest?
investigations, but I've done them in Greece.
What
Yeah.
if you had to pick one that was your absolute favorite from Greece? Which one would that be?
Oh, that will be the sanatorium of Parnitha.
Oh,
It's
that sounds delightful.
well, it
Sanatorium.
used to be a hospital for the Red Cross in the 1940s, and then it became a sanatorium for the people with tuberculosis, and then it was called Xenia, which it became a hotel, and then it became a place where students will go and study about hospitality, and then became a hospital. Like it's just gone. That place always like burns down, and then they fix it, and then burns down again. It's like it's cursed.
Ooh.
And now apparently the casino has its hands on it to fix it, but they haven't done anything. So you can still walk in there. That's when we caught a really nice EVP in Greek called, he turned around and said, I killed my brother. And actually, what's his name? He's a paranormal investigator. He came and did with the team that I was then in Greece. He came, Rob Demaster, I think. He came and did an investigation with the Greek team in the in that sanatorium. So it was. I do readings. Yeah.
He wants to know if you do mini readings.
You
What's a
do
mini reading?
I don't know. I guess it's sort of like
a quick one.
a quick one. Yeah, nothing
Or
that's.
a
If you
small
want to
one.
go into a elaborate one, just something like you did with me earlier, right before the show. That would be
Yeah,
probably a
I
mini reading.
do. Yeah. But I won't do any on right now because there's too many people on here, and there's a Greek saying that says "Time diko mi enthimo," which means we don't say what belongs in our home.
Yeah.
It stays in our home.
I personally like John Travolta. I mean, that's my man.
That's random. I do too, though. He's pretty cool.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's the place I would say. And I've had a good and there's a little cave that I was telling Rosie about where I've seen two greys come out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I was interested in that. You should tell them that story. They would like it.
Okay.
he said he's an ex-neighbor. Joshua says he's an ex-neighbor. Oh Lord, I'm going to be Irish. I'm Cajun. I'm marrying an Irish woman. That's enough. Let's see. You find that go speak the language of an investigator. I've always wondered where EVPs always speak English, which makes sense. If you're Greek or you're Spanish, do they come through? I've had that happen before, where I had
They
to
come
someone
out and
speak
speak
Spanish.
in different. Actually, Howard, to answer Terry's question, they come out and speak in different languages. Like, for instance, what I told you, he turned around and he called me Katerina in Greek through the EVP in the YMCA. There's been where we went in the sanatorium of Parnitha. It was in the 1940s, so it was the Red Cross. So we had a lot of soldiers which were Italian and German and Greeks that were in that hospital. So you would get EVPs in English, you get EVPs in Italian, you get EVPs in Greek, you get EVPs in German.
Hmm.
They would ask the question in English and you will get the answer in Greek. So spirit understands all for me.
Yeah. Maybe they try to speak in languages they know that you can understand. But I know that recently we had EVPs and not EVPs, but spirit box session where they were speaking in Morse code, which is really weird.
There you go.
Yeah.
What a language to choose.
Yeah.
Maybe that person that was coming through was in the Navy and was doing Morse codes.
I think they were possibly in the military. There was a guy that lived there with a metal detector, and he had found some military stuff there on the grounds.
Yeah.
Jenny's asking, have you gotten Gaelic or French EVPs?
Wow.
No, she has.
Oh, I have. I'm sorry.
No, she has.
Okay, yeah, she has. I didn't catch it. Oh, I'm tired. Look, there's my glasses right there. I'm not wearing them. I'm just no.
I
That's
can't
not
remind
happening.
Mom on here because my screen hits them just perfectly, and you can't see
Mm-hmm.
my eye.
Jess said, I got beautiful eyes, and nothing's going to take away from that.
We can go with that story, sure.
Okay, he said, Joshua says, yeah, but I don't understand. It doesn't help. What is he talking about?
Oh, but if you don't understand the EVP,
Right.
it doesn't help.
Yes, that's why you sort of try. That's why we have technology where you can translate what it's saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
now
there are so many apps now that are free that you can download to translate audio.
Exactly.
I need to learn Morse code.
I think back in the old day, I mean, like with World War II, was something like going to Hawaii, going to Pearl Harbor, with all those ships and all, with the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. Those guys knew how to speak Morse code.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, if you would probably go to those ships, you might hear that.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh,
That
for
makes
sure.
sense.
If it wasn't Morse code, it was like an alien talking to me. That's all I can say. Because it was beeps and boops and beeps and beeps and beeps and boops. And I was like, what's going on? This has never happened. I did it for a while just because I was so amused and I wanted to see if it would change to English language, and it didn't.
You got to decode it. You got to decode it.
Yeah, it's a pity. Being a paranormal investigator doesn't come with one of those nifty decoder rings in the cereal boxes.
Right. We recorded it. Maybe I can go back and decode what I said.
And it's not hard if you listen to the difference between the dot and the dash, and then just pull up a sheet. Should be able to get it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Thank you, Joshua. I do appreciate that.
Jillian's asking, we had a guest in Charlottesville one night and asked a question in Lithuanian, and she answered in Lithuanian. No one else understood that was said, but the guest who asked the question understood. There you go.
Never know.
And that's like down here. You have so many cultures.
Mm-hmm.
You have Spanish, you have French, you have German, you have Irish, you have Italian, you have Spanish. I mean, I don't know if I said it, Spanish, and these places around here are haunted by different
Cultures.
Arabic. They had Arabic here, so there's different cultures, and when you investigate, you sometimes it might sound like garble, but it's possibly it's another language that you're capturing on an EVP.
Yep.
I have a question. Since you do past life regressions, or you do like hypnotherapy, or do you do both? Right?
I do both. I do clinical hypnotherapy. I help people with mental issues. I do life regression, which is in this life, if they have panic attacks and mental issues. I do counseling as well, and I do past life regression as well.
If
you do those, do you ever come or have an incident when you're doing those where the person actually has a spirit that is wanting to communicate to them, that's giving you a message while they're hypnotized?
It can happen. It's never happened to me, but it can happen.
Thank you. Joshua said sorry for Howard Petrie, you're losing weight. And thank you. Appreciate that. It's not by choice.
You have to.
Jackie's trying to cook, and this is what happens.
Carrie had a question too.
She wants to know, what was your first experience as a medium?
Oh, as a medium. Okay, I was 15. And I was with a very good friend of mine. We're not friends anymore. After that, she just stopped speaking to me. She got so scared. Her name was Kerry. This is going back in Australia. Her father hung himself in the garage, right? So no one's talked about it. Actually, my mum and we used to live 2 doors down. So her mother came running out, yelling at my mother because she was Greek as well. Come over, something's happened. So my mother was the one that actually cut the rope off and took him down. But it was hush. They didn't talk about it that he committed suicide. So Kerry knew it, her brother knew it, her mother knew it, my parents knew it. The rest of the neighborhood knew nothing. They just said he died from a heart attack. Then one night after the 40 days of the transition, Kerry, she said, can you come over and sleep because, I'm feeling alone, da-da-da. So we used to have sleepovers on the weekends. So I've gone over, to cut a long story short, I've gone over, I'm sleeping, and I'm feeling something pulling my blanket down. I thought it was Kerry because we're sleeping in the same bed. So I pull it back up. And then, because I was sleeping on one side like that, she was sleeping on the other. So I've just turned around. She was sound asleep. So my blanket goes down again. I've pulled it up, put it over my head because that's what you do when you're 15.
Yeah,
You're scared.
because
scared.
the monsters go away. They go away.
I'm 15. I'm still scared at things. You know what I mean? So, and then all of a sudden, I just went like that, and her father was right there, and like full operation. And he turned around. He said to me, "I did write a note. It has fallen underneath the old fridge in the garage where I'm explaining why I killed myself."
Oh, my goodness.
They couldn't find any note. They didn't know why he committed suicide.
Yeah.
And just let them know that I'm not in pain anymore. So I woke up Kerry. I said, Kerry, wake up. She goes, what's wrong? I said, I saw your father. She goes, what are you saying? Are you crazy? I said, no, I saw your father. He was here. She goes, no, my father's dead. You know what I mean? So let's go to the garage. She went to the garage, pulled the fridge. There was the note where he was explaining that he was in pain from the cancer in his bones and he couldn't take it anymore. He didn't want to be a burden, so he hung himself. She got scared, so she stopped talking to me after that. So, that's why I never spoke about it when I was young, about my relatives. You don't.
Yeah.
Especially in the community so close.
Yeah. I had people that walked by and did this to me.
Yeah.
And they walked by me.
Hey, I am a witch in Alabama. So it's not.
I need to come there to see what y'all see because I have actually only been there once. I have a brother that lives there.
There's a billboard. I did a transport the other day. I breed mice and sell mice, pets, everything. And I did a transport to a doctor. And there's a billboard on the side of the road that literally has a cartoonized depiction of the devil, all red, tail, all that. And it says, go to church or the devil will get you. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
There's one down the road that says, we want your soul.
Oh my goodness. What is it? A church billboard?
Church. Yes. Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a little devil next to it?
No, but it's all fire and brimstone looking. It's great. Sounds like I'm selling it to Satan and not the church. I'm a little confused by it, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is, Terry, but you learn how to adapt and become strong. Even now, like I was working on in Greece. I was helping a few people with some missing cases. A mother killed her children and things like that. So they're trying to find out if the mother actually killed it. And I actually said, like, yeah, the mother killed those children with causing like a cocktail of medication and killing her children. And I was actually mocked by some people. And it came out that the mother actually killed her children with a cocktail of medication.
Where was it at? Somewhere you were like just visiting for a friend or something?
No, it was in Greece. It's in Greece. It's all over the news.
Oh,
that's a question for you, Jess.
No, that they're not the same. Wicca is a religion. Witchcraft is a practice.
Exactly.
So I am a witch. I am not Wiccan.
And pagan is not the same either.
Exactly.
It's not. I do borrow some. I have a lot of Celtic leanings due to my roots and my family, but I am simply a witch.
Got another question.
That's a good way
Gambling
to
club.
describe it, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I've actually gotten to the point a while back where I'm a Roman Catholic, but I didn't believe in the church anymore. And to me, it says God created everything. Okay, so this is His house. The earth is His house. Everything is His house. Why do I have to go confess anything or talk to a priest or whatever about what I've done? Confess my sins or whatever, when I could just sit out on my front porch and look up and talk to Him personally.
Exactly. True that.
And that's where I probably differ from some witches. I don't disbelieve in the Christian God. I just simply don't worship him. I believe he's there. I just don't worship him.
And that's what you believe. That's your beliefs.
Right.
And we have to respect that.
Exactly.
You respect that. You respect everybody else, and then that's part of it. That's the whole plan. I think every religion is based on something like that. We all get along, and we can talk to our deity, whatever you want to call them, and, in our own way. Practice your faith in your own way. I think Rosie picked Rosie's. I think the two kids are in a fight.
Yeah.
The 18-year-old and the 5-year-old.
I can hear it.
Yeah, she's catching hell tonight. Let's see, we got here. Denounced Catholicism when my family tried to make any confirmation. Well, I've done everything myself, and it's just I questioned my religion at one time. I questioned my faith. So everybody goes through that. Everybody who practices or whoever believes in a religion, I think that at one point in their lives they all question their faith. It might not be now, but you will.
Always. Absolutely.
It always brings you back.
That's why I raise my kids the way I do. I have not pushed any religion on them. My kids go to church on Wednesday nights, and my daughter got her first tarot deck for Christmas. So they're discovering, I think they're too young to make a decision that's going to affect the rest of their lives. So I'm letting them feel it out for themselves, and they can make their own decision about what they do believe and what they don't.
So, Catherine, what religion are you, if you don't mind us asking?
Well, I was raised as a Greek Orthodox.
Okay.
I do follow the traditions of doing our Greek Easter. I follow the traditions because of my parents and all that. But because I'm a witch as well, besides doing the paranormal, and, the church will not accept all that. The Greek, if I tell the Greek church that I do paranormal investigations and I talk to spirits, they'll probably do an exorcism on me. So, yeah. So yeah, I was raised as a Greek Orthodox. I keep my Greek Orthodox religion for me, for my children to have the foundations of this is how you do Easter. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. That's how you celebrate name days. I want to give them that tradition, but I don't take them to go to church every Sunday or go to Sunday school or get the Holy Communion or any of that.
Terry just sent me that same billboard that is in your town right now, and that's what it looks like, basically.
Literally, go to church or the devil will get you. That's the billboard.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah. No, if we lived in the Middle Ages, they would have hanged us, burnt us, stoned us, the works.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that down here. We got voodoo.
That's some strong stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is strong. Matter of fact, for our wedding, that's what we bring it. We have a mambo. She's coming in, and they're way up there in the voodoo hierarchy. And then we have a voodoo priest that's coming in, and he's also a vampire. So he's got both the best worlds.
Wow.
And he does drink blood.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay.
Well, that's where it all came from here. Interview with
Yep.
a Vampire.
True, true.
The originals.
The
That
originals.
too, that too.
I love that show.
What is the fascination with women and vampires? I mean, they go gaga.
They're
Yes,
hot.
they're hot.
They're hot. I mean, it's as simple as that. They're hot.
That's it. That's the
I got-
the reason I want to go to New Orleans. I've never been to New
They're
Orleans.
both. They are the ultimate bad boy.
Yes, the Lost Boys, the bad boys.
The ultimate bad boy, and we all like those.
Well,
It
I'm
is
going to
what
be a
it is what my
vampire from
husband
now
knows.
on.
There's a few characters from some of them shows that my husband knows. If they were to show up at my door, he's just gonna have to take a back seat for a little bit.
Hold on 1 second. Jackie! Oh, Jackie! I'm going to be a vampire.
Hi, Cecilia.
Hey, Kimberly.
What? Do what I got. She said, do what you do.
That's support.
That's love.
That is.
She'll
love.
probably, yeah, she'll be, I'll be sleeping and then I'm a vampire. She'll try to drive a stake through my chest. Oh, Lord, listen at her back there. She's raising her head. When one of my team members' daughter was 8 years old, she was telling a school friend about how she plays with Harriet in Charleville Castle. The kid got scared and upset, told the teacher. The teacher gave up, said, we don't talk about things like that. So Ava said,
To her.
okay, to her, well, you talk about God, and that's a spirit.
I mean,
That is
Good
true.
on her.
I love it when they hit him with logic.
Yep.
My favorite.
Yep.
And Kimberly is a fellow witch and a friend of mine. She lives nearby as well.
Hi.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, it's like you said that you're a witch. So do you have? Hey, both of you, I'm going to ask both of you this question. Do y'all have a coven?
No, I'm
No.
a solitary practitioner.
I'm an eclectic, so I take everything from everywhere.
Yep, I'm an eclectic solitary practitioner. Terry
Okay.
and I, and we have a
Exactly.
few others that when we do need to do something with a group, we do get together and we'll work together, but
Yes.
we're not a coven.
Yeah, I'm that what she does.
Okay, well, so Catherine, when you come to New Orleans, then you have to go over about maybe 3.5, 4 hours, and you have to go see Terry and Jess and all the witches out that way.
Yep, I will. I'll come and see the girls.
Absolutely.
I heard you
Yes,
talking about the Greek Orthodox holiday. I've actually, when I've been to Greece, got to do and celebrate with some of the families when I was there, and I got to practice the Easter,
Yep.
like the parades and the candle lighting ritual, and then
Our Easter is this week. Tomorrow is Good Friday. No, tomorrow is Thursday for us, and tomorrow we paint our red eggs. We boil them, and we paint them at 9 o'clock at night, because that's when Christ, they took him down from the crucifix and he bled. So we paint it at 9 o'clock at night. We paint our eggs red. And then Friday, Good Friday, we fix up the tomb. We would do a tomb of God, of Christ, with flowers. And then Saturday night, well, the first bells go off at 12 o'clock at midday for the resurrection of Christ. And then they go off at 12 o'clock at night, the bells, and we sing Christos Anesti, which you must have heard at the church at 12 o'clock at night, where the priest brings out the light that he has taken from Jerusalem, from the tomb of Christ, where he travels to all Orthodox churches on that day from all over the world, not just the Greeks, but all Eastern Orthodox. And we get that holy light and we take it to our home. We do the cross on our doorways to be protected. And then we light up our Latin. We fast. Other people fast for 40 days, or you fast for a week. And then at the nighttime, you either eat meat soup on Saturday night. The tradition is to eat tripe.
No.
So
I
I
don't
do.
know. If you cook it good, I might eat it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I do like soup. I do like meat soup with carrots and things like that. And then we grab the red eggs and we start hitting the back and the front of each other. And whoever wins will have good luck and be very healthy and have Christ's protection and for the rest of the year.
And that is so interesting. It's the first time I've heard some of the Greek Orthodox traditions explained. It is really interesting how similar the red eggs are to Ishtar,
It
essentially.
is.
That is
Exactly.
very interesting. So,
Where do you think the Christians took it from?
oh, absolutely. Hey, I have been the favorite of the family all week. I kept telling everyone Happy Zombie Jesus Day. No one's been amused with me, but they're used to it.
Gonna be Jesus Day.
Yeah, I mean, it's zombie or vampire. Take your pick.
Mermaid.
I mean, if you ever go to an Orthodox church, I don't know how your churches are in the Catholic, but in the Orthodox church, the altar is inside. Is inside. No woman is allowed to go in the altar because only the Mother Mary went. Because in the Greek Orthodox or the Orthodox religion, a woman is supposed to be dirty because she has a period. They're very that understand that down there. Sorry, excuse me, is the Holy Grail.
Well, hold on now. That brings up an interesting question. I don't have that. I have had surgeries to prevent that. So
Yes,
technically, I'm not
still.
dirty anymore.
Yeah, no. Still, you don't go. A female is not allowed to go there in
Yeah,
the
I have no
altar.
doubt.
Only a male. So, if you look at if you go to like Greece is very ancient, right? And underneath the churches, they built the churches and the altar to be aligned with the ancient Greek altars. So just say we have the ancient altar of the god of sun, the god of the sun, right? Usually the ancient altars of the god of the sun are up high in the mountains for us. You will see a monastery that it's called Saint Elias, which is the saint of the sun, right, in English, and his church will be built right on top of that altar, right aligned with the ancient altar.
So what happens if you go in there like you got short hair right now? You put a cap on, you put some bandages on your
You get a
breasts and pull them
binder.
back. You're just a big breasted dude, you just going in there barrel chesting. Hey, what's up? And you can't go in there?
No, they don't let you.
Uniform.
They check you out. They won't let you go in.
Well, how are they gonna check
Look,
you out? I mean,
if I have to get strip searched to go into a church, we got a whole nother problem.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah. So everything's been taken from the pagan and the
Yeah.
Celtic and the ancient religions. Like I've gone to, you go to church at nighttime where they do in the afternoon in the Greek church, right? It's called Esperinos in English. In Greek, sorry. So the priest has got his little altar. He's got his 2 white candles. He's got the chalice. He's got the holy water. He's got the flowers. He's got the offerings. So
That's a witch's
that's
altar.
Like,
You know what? I've got a chalice and some moon water. I've got a bag full of herbs.
there you go.
I've got white candles.
now what kind of herbs we talking about?
I have non-marijuana kind too. Thank you.
But they have the
We should
incense.
exchange
Yeah.
herbs and flowers. We should exchange plants.
And moon water. I want to hear about this moon water.
Oh.
Yeah, you charge it under the moon.
Yeah, you charge
There's
it on
water?
the moonlight, like a full moon.
I thought you was talking like moonshine. You just took the shine off. It's moon
No,
water.
my husband has that. My husband has moonshine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I can't say anything further on that.
Moon water. That's a new name for it. Moon water.
No,
No, I do. I have
talking
mine.
about
I have my
Jenny.
little things of moon water, and they're all labeled what moon it was and when, because each moon is good for different things.
Exactly.
You're saying happy 420. Yeah, well, it's
Yes.
good happy. Yeah, but happens on happy 421. That's not good.
I hope that everyone left out their cookies and milk for good old Willie Nelson.
Free Willy.
I have not celebrated 420 yet because I wait till my kids go to bed. So I figured I'd behave and not
I think
smoke
he wants
in the middle of the show.
different snacks.
He wants some
So-
special brownies. That's what he wants. Leave him special brownies.
I can do that.
Hey Catherine, where is the like the best place to Is there, or do they do paranormal investigations in Greece at all? I don't even know. I know they're mythology, but do they do any investigations?
They don't have what you guys have, where you've got historical places where you can go and visit and do events. They don't do it. They're very, so they've got
Yeah.
abandoned places. So you go and visit and think that hopefully, fingers crossed, that the police won't come and pick you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and that's why when I came to America, I thought, okay, I'm right in the source where I need to be, where I'm going to really do a great paranormal investigation. I mean, I've
And
done
where's that?
in America,
In
somewhere
America.
in America.
We got a lot of history here in America, that's for sure.
Every corner is haunted.
You are not
Yeah.
wrong.
That's true.
I literally have to cleanse my house at least once a month.
That's
If
what
I
I
don't,
usually do.
all the lights start playing up. We've
Oh,
caught it
yeah.
on the live shows that me and Terry do. You can see my closet light behind me. It doesn't have a switch, it's a pull chain. And you can see it just off, on. Replace the light bulb, doesn't matter.
What's my favorite way to protect myself? Okay, people protect themselves in different ways. Mine is I don't sage. Sage, like everybody's using sage. Sage for me only lasts for 2 hours, and sage is to clean a space for a ritual. It is not to actually protect me. You can protect yourself with a spray, with a little, like you can spray yourself and make a little thing. I put rue or essential oil in there. I put camphor oil. I put rosemary. I put lavender. I put different oils, different stones. Like I will put red jasper. I will put black tourmaline or black onyx to ground myself and to protect myself in case there's portals. There's anything. Red jasper and clear quartz and black onyx will block any portals. And I will have my protection spray. I will have, if things get really bad, I will have my incenses with me, which I will do me, I will do the people I'm with. So there's many ways, and everybody does it different. But that's what I would
This
do.
is true. This is true. And everyday protection, typically we've got jewelry that we wear.
Yep.
I've got my evil eye that I always wear.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I leave the house.
Yeah, that's good. That's very Greek.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. Me and my daughter make jewelry with like I bought and brought back a lot of the Eye of the Sea, is what they called it there.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And it looks basically a lot like the all-seeing eye and some of the beads and stuff we bought here to make jewelry with.
What did Joshua say? Patchouli works for him?
Yeah.
Okay, patchouli's more lovemaking, sort of.
It works for him.
That's fine.
Hey, that sounds like me trying to, when Terry, we were talking about the different herbs that you can use, and one of the ones that I do mix in with my mix is Damiana leaf, which is notoriously an aphrodisiac. So,
I know a lot about Greece because I've watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding 1 and 2.
We don't spray
I
with
know.
Kleenex. We don't spray with Kleenex. So we don't wash everything with Kleenex.
That's funny.
Yeah, we don't.
I
We
haven't
don't
seen
use
either one of
Kleenex
those.
or
They say, what they say?
Opa.
Opa.
Opa. That's it. We say it all the time.
Says Derek Slater's asking, hi Catherine, what advice would you give to psychics going through their awakening?
good question.
Ooh. Okay. First of all, if you're going through your awakening, because take a breather. Because people, when they go through their awakening, especially psychics, when it first comes to you, it comes like a big rush, and you might get all kinds of gifts to awaken, and you might start getting like panic attacks and anxiety attacks. That's a lot of people that have had psychic abilities and they've awakened them or when they're very young children, they've got psychic abilities. They suppress them. And when you suppress them, that's when you start getting all these problems of panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And if you look at children that have got ADD or ADHD, or they're overactive, they're not children that got issues. Those are children with abilities. We need people out there that will be able to speak to these children and to these young adults that are abilities are coming into motion.
And since you said that about children, this happened to my daughter. Uh, she was seeing things for a long time, and I just blew it off as an imaginary friend or whatever. She had spirit with her. She had a guide basically, and I didn't know that. I had her evaluate and everything, and one of the things that they said was schizophrenia.
It wasn't schizophrenia.
Right. And that's what I think a lot of parents out there need to actually make, when you have your child, listen to what they're telling you.
Exactly.
And do the research of what they're telling you.
Exactly.
So
we don't live in the Middle Ages anymore, guys. I mean, in my days, in the 1990s, they had blinkers on. They would think, oh my God, you're seeing this, you're seeing that. They would just say, it's nothing. Or they will take you like you did and evaluate your child. No, speak to your child. Ask what's going on. Listen to your child.
And let's just all be thankful that we're in a time now that we can do that.
Yeah, and if you can't, ask somebody else. Someone else would know.
It's like what Kimberly said. That's how it was when I was younger.
Yep.
The first time that I walked into a room and I could feel everything that everyone was feeling. It was a family reunion is what it was. And I had to leave. My parents literally, we all had to leave because I could not, I was a mess.
I don't know. I would freak out, me personally, if I had an awakening like that. I mean, I really would. I think freak
we all
out.
do, at least a
You
little
might
bit.
have one though and not know it.
Did somebody walk past right now, Howard, behind you? Because I saw a short little girl walking like that just there.
No, that's the dog. That's my dog, Pug.
Oh, okay.
They don't have any short little girls in their house except the dog girl.
I saw this little thing like a little girl walking like hair, but that's the dog.
She loves Skittles. I mean, I give her a Skittle watch.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Because I saw this hairy little thing and it looked like a little child, like a little girl. And I'm like, okay.
I want to say, just in case anyone has a child that has ADHD or ADD, I was diagnosed with that when I was younger, and now, obviously, I realized that there's other things going on beyond that. And my son, I think the reason he has so many issues is because he can tell when people are upset. He can tell when they're sad. He can tell when they're frustrated. He can tell when they're mad. He can tell when they're angry. And even if you're the best hider or you just don't say anything, or it's a perfect stranger that he doesn't even know, he can be around somebody and he has to be alone a lot.
Yeah.
Because when he gets around a lot of other people,
he gets overwhelmed.
Yeah. And he's just like all of these different things going on.
The first time my son came to me and told me that he had a dream the night before and all of it had come true the next day, he was terrified. It's scary.
It is, especially for young children. All my kids see things. I've got 5 kids, all have a gift, all of them. My one son sees things in his dreams, my oldest. My other one, my middle one, speaks tongues when he sleeps. He speaks in tongues. I don't know what he's saying, but it's tongues I've never heard, like ancient language. He doesn't remember anything. My other one, my 20-year-old, he's like me. He's got gifts, but he's scared of them. He's scared. He doesn't want to. We talked about it. I said, honey, I'm not going to pressure you. You don't have to do things. Whatever you feel like, I'm always here. And now my little girls are coming into their gifts. I've got a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. My 12-year-old starts going to places. She goes, I don't like this vibration, or she'll smell something, or she'll hear something, and she'll start asking questions and questions. And all this, they watch a lot of TikTok and a lot of, online things where they get the wrong information, or not all the information out there is right. So they get the wrong information, or they get things to do. And I'm always behind them. Be careful. Do this. If you want something, I'm always here. What is it? What do you feel? Always be on top of your children, guys. Always. Like
Oh yeah.
your child, Rosie, an ADD, ADHD child is an empath. It's a sensitive.
That's what I thought.
It's a sensitive. And the same with Jess's children.
My daughter, I do believe that she is going to have a lot of empathic abilities. She is just, she'll come home from school and she will just completely melt down. I just ask her, are we having a crying day? And if we are, then we curl up in the bed and we talk about what's making us cry, what we felt today, and we just work it out.
That's good. That's excellent. We never had that when we were young. Never.
Hey, I'm breaking a whole lot of generational curses. I figured we might as well do this one too.
My whole life has been doing that.
Yeah. And I did want to jump in and say that one thing that Terry and I had talked about a lot was we felt that, part of the reason that we were called as spirit to Howard in the first place was to help him understand that Jessica had gifts.
Yeah, she did. She did.
I got a book in her room right now. See, my daughter she tried to find different types of religion. She wanted she explored everything. She was a Catholic. She went from Catholic. She went to Buddhism. She went from Buddhism. She even dabbled in Satanism, Muslim being a Muslim. But she settled on being a Wiccan, and she found peace with that. And I was happy that she finally was able to settle her soul to that point where she was able to have a religion that she believed in. I never forced her into her, with any religion, and she experimented. I was always told, a young lady has wings, and you have to let them spread them. And of course, I was a father and a mother, it was hard for me to do that. But eventually, I did let her spread them, and she flew. And God, she flew. I mean, she flew all over the place. I mean,
if you just look at pictures of her, she is just so full of life. She just shines with it.
Yeah.
That's why it was unexpected for what happened to her. I mean, it was very unexpected.
Well, and one of the things that we talked about, because I was here at home when they did the investigation, I was here on call with my cards and all of my stuff here. And one of the things we felt so strongly about was that she was seeing whatever was at Howard's house, whatever the portal or whatever is going on there. We felt very strongly that that's part of what she was seeing that was not sitting well.
You were right. You're right about that. I just didn't want to say it on here. So I don't know if you want me to talk about it.
That's fine with you. I mean, I'm going to go get that book that she had a book here. She had some tarot cards, and they were like different weird tarot. It was like some kind of weird thing. It might have been apostle cards. Tarot cards.
She actually had 3 cards that were flipped backwards in the deck, because Terry called me, sent me the photos of the cards, and I was working from here because I had not been able to come in person. So yeah, she was.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, and the reason when we spoke about it, I just didn't know if you want me to say it online, because like I said, this is private. It's something that's part of you, that's your daughter. And to
be honest with you, my life is an open book. I mean, I let everybody know what, it's, even have a foundation in her honor. So, I mean.
Oh yeah, that's why I did say something, because I know he's always real open about it. So.
Okay, see, I didn't know. You know,
I would not have done that without asking.
No, as a psychic medium, I've learned that to keep information to myself and the person that I'm talking to, the client, and that's it. No one knows about it. It's between me and that person. If that person wants to take it further and tell their family or their friends, that's out of me. It's not got to do with me. You know what I mean? It's an oath I've taken that what I say stays with me and the client or the person that I'm giving the reading to.
You're talking to a person when I go to the bathroom and I start Zooming people while I'm on the toilet. Yeah,
He's not lying.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't
What
care.
I felt with your daughter, she was very open, Howard. Okay. She had an attachment. Okay.
Only that.
And she couldn't deal with it. And it played with her mind, and it played with what's going to happen to a child if he was going to be born. So it was playing in her mind with that something bad will happen to her child, or an entity will come into the child as a soul. So she thought, I'll take my life, that way I will
Save
save
the
my
baby.
child. And that's why she took her life, to save her child, to save her child's soul. Because that entity was so strong. It's still there, that entity. It hasn't gone. It played with her mind bad. And it's a really evil entity. It is dark. It's from the abyss. Sweet.
No.
It's really dark. It's from the abyss. It's what I told you, that your house is a portal, and under that, it's an abyss. And whatever's coming through that portal, it is dark and it's ancient. And that's what was playing with your daughter, because your daughter is was very open, is very open, because I can feel her spirit. She's very open. She's very, she was an empath. She was a sensitive. She was a psychic. She was a medium. She was everything. She was interacting with that spirit, but that spirit threatened that it will take her child, or it will come into her her child will be soulless, that it will take her child over. So she thought, if I die, I will save my child. I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah. Yes, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That
And
that
that's the
does, and
reason why
everything she said lines up with everything that we were
Yeah.
getting when we were doing the investigation.
Who's coming over to my house now?
I'm not.
I have a question. When you're going through an awakening, can it be extremely painful
Oh, yeah.
and scary, like to the point where you commit or you consider committing suicide because you just can't handle it?
Yep, that's why I always say, don't be alone in this journey. Always talk to someone. Always consult with somebody. Ask someone, and if you don't get the answers, ask somebody else.
Right
Ask
behind this
somebody
ear
else.
is a semicolon tattoo.
I
And
know
does
Terry will
everybody
come
here
by.
know what the semicolon tattoo stands for?
I do, but I don't remember because I have a sister-in-law that tattooed it on her wrist or something, but I can't remember what she said.
It's because I survived a suicide attempt, and I survived a suicide attempt during my awakening.
Yeah. Well,
you,
when I was
Terry.
younger, I had that going on when I was 17, and that's why I was asking.
I was 19. I have got the semicolon behind my ear, and I earned it.
I'm glad, Terry. I really am happy that I could give you that validation, because it's validation for me coming from you as well.
Yeah, that makes
That's what
because
you
we
felt.
did. We were back and forth all night, and yeah.
Yeah. I'm just feeling cold at the moment. I just got this cold feeling, which wasn't nice. It's all good. Hi, sweetheart.
I Jenny and him are friends. He really loves Jenny. They have a friendship.
He's very sweet.
Thank you.
But yes, no, I did. I did attempt when I was going through my awakening. I was also coming out of an extremely, extremely abusive situation as well. So between that and then the awakening of things I had tried to push down for a long time, it was just too much.
Yep, it is. It can be painful. It can be painful physically, mentally, emotionally.
Yeah.
So it's best always do not go through it on your own.
I was hurting from head to toe, and I could barely even get out of bed, and I had to crawl because I was in such physical pain. I didn't really know what was going on. I thought I was like dying.
Yeah, I was like that too when I had my real awakening at 28. And I just turned around. I said to my dad, Dad, I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack. I don't know what was going on. And my dad was with me. It happened at a restaurant. I was eating with my ex-husband, my 3 boys, my dad, and all of a sudden I just couldn't breathe. And I go, Dad, I'm dying. I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah.
So he took me to
That's what it
he
feels
literally
like.
took me to the hospital, and they said, "You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you." And I stopped going out for 3 years.
Yeah.
I
Eight
was
here.
going through the awakening was so strong that I was actually felt like I was levitating. I would go through, I would drive my kids to school, and I would think that I was getting dizzy, and I would fall somewhere and I would kill my children. And it was hard. It is hard the away, and I had no one like to actually help me then,
Yeah, I
to
didn't
guide me.
either.
Oh
So
yeah, no. I
Went
had
around
no
that
one.
believed in anything like that to talk to about it, except
yeah,
I would talk to preachers and priests. And I actually went to a church camp one time and spoke in tongue, and my friend cried next to me and freaked out and ran.
yeah,
And I've had preachers tell me, like several preachers tell me that I had prophetic gifts or I was gifted.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Because if I said that to a Greek preacher, he would say, "Now sit down, let me perform an exorcism."
I'm
This
gifted.
was a Baptist preacher that said this, so I was extremely surprised.
That's nice.
I'm
That was
gifted. I know that.
so
I know I'm gifted. I can tell you when I'm hungry.
Gifted with what?
And I can
yeah,
tell you when
I
I gotta go to the bathroom. And yeah, I mean, I can read these things. But this is that book I was telling you.
And the shadow behind Howard. Hello. Is it a Buckland?
What
I
type of
haven't seen that book
is
before.
that? I haven't either.
No.
I
And
will,
they have all kind of stuff in it. It's different.
Open it up. Is it a Chinese zodiac book or Chinese
No,
like
it's all in English. It's a Buddhism, I believe. Type of Buddhism.
Like a book I used to have, and I don't know what happened to it.
They got stuff like that in there. There's a whole bunch of these things in there, like that. Oh, let's see. Gotta go through this.
I would love a picture of that cover sent to me.
I was
Howard.
just going to ask him that. Just send me a photo of the
We
cover.
would, we would like
I
to
could
know.
buy it.
Clan is
Yeah.
trying to shake a line.
I mean, there's things like that in there.
Okay.
That gives me Zeus vibes.
Yes.
Yes.
To see the front of it and see what it says also.
For
Yes,
Hephaestus,
please.
maybe.
Take a photo, scan it, and send it over to us.
All of us.
Yes, all of us.
You're
And
supposed to put on your Facebook page and tag everybody you know.
yeah, basically. Terry was asking, she wanted to ask you about the time period that you discussed earlier about after one leaves this world.
Okay. When someone leaves this world, for me, it's a 40-day transition to cross over to the other side. The soul needs 40 days to transit to the other side, to the other realms. And you have to let it free. You know, when you lose somebody, you mourn about it, but don't keep them back. Speak to them like they're alive, but let them go. The 40 days is the 40 days of transition. Every religion has it. It does take 40 days for a soul to transit to another side, to be ready.
This is a weird one. Journey the transformation.
Terry, me crawling through all of my spirit files on my OneDrive take me years. The audio, the
So you
video.
have a picture of it.
That's right, Terry.
Joshua.
That's right, Terry. Terry says, I dreamt of a sister-in-law who died December, and it was probably about 50-ish days. Yeah, it takes about 50 days exactly. 40, it's 40 days for the transition, and then that's why they say the 50 days of the soul to transit completely to go to the other side. She was ready to go. It takes 40 days to get prepared and the last 10 days to transit. So you're 100% right there, Terry. She was right about telling you that. What is the most rewarding experience you've had helping someone while using your abilities?
It's a pathway.
Validation.
Yeah.
Indeed, validation that what I was saying was gave them closure.
Well, and let me just
Even
say,
if it was
you have
bad
given
or
Terry
good,
and I
you know what I
validation
mean?
tonight, so
Yeah.
we appreciate you.
Yeah, even if it's bad or good, I like to give validation because I don't do love notes. I call it
No,
as I see it.
that's what every time we do a tarot, we go where we're pulling tarot for anybody. That's one of the things I warn everybody.
Yeah.
My decks don't lie, and I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
Oh
Are you
yeah,
sure
neither
you
do
want a
I.
reading from me? Now,
Exactly.
do you want the asshole deck, or would you like the one that's a little less asshole?
I still want to see that.
Yeah, I do
You
the
think
same.
so?
I do the same. If you F up, I will tell you straight. You're down the wrong path. Now, if you want to continue that, that's your problem. I'm giving
Yep.
you two options.
Hmm.
I hate it when you give people readings multiple times of the same reading and they still won't
Yep.
listen to you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think my worst one was when my mom insisted on me doing a reading for her. She really didn't want me to do that, but she didn't know she didn't want me to do that. Mm.
Yeah. No, I don't do readings to my kids or my relatives.
I try not to. My
Neither
husband
do I.
wants me to. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, I don't because I will see things that I don't want to see.
Okay, each of one of y'all sent y'all a picture
You know
of
what
this
it
thing. I
looks
just
like?
Nice. Thank you.
It
Ah,
looks
thank
like
you so much.
when you're talking about your own matrix that's around you that you have when you're in your true vibration. It looks like that.
Who? Me?
Interesting.
Anyone, like when someone has like
they're looking at the pictures. I
like
think.
the
Oh yeah.
bubble that's around
Yeah.
them, that's their energy and that's their life flow and their essence and their protection. It looks like that. I don't know what you
Yeah.
call it, but I've heard it called like their matrix, like
The
your own
matrix. Yeah.
personal
The magnetic
matrix.
field.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And it says, "Remember, be here now." And there's a circle made of all these strings of like
It,
But there's
it
energy.
a chair in the
almost
middle. But there's a chair in the middle of it.
it
Well,
almost
if I
makes
go to my
me
messenger now, I will lose the stream yet. So I'll
Yeah.
see it later.
it almost makes me feel like almost like a geometric representation of the aura, because it is completely encircling and it's telling you now be here,
Yeah,
be
be
right
here.
here.
Yeah.
It
In
could be
your
the
Odd.
it could be the hermetic way of yeah. So I'll have to
yeah,
have a look at it.
like your perfect your bubble.
Hmm.
Makes me think of when I'm shielding if I know I'm going somewhere.
Yep.
Oh no, but she paid almost $30 for this book.
Yeah. Those
Yeah,
aren't
those
cheap,
were
however.
And
Those
like
are not cheap. None of them
stuff
are.
like that in there.
Oh, they're ohms. They are ohms. Yep.
I mean, it's different stuff.
Yep. No, that
Very
looks like a good book.
They even got a cookbook in that thing. Look, a cookbook.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
For a
never a bad
sacred
thing.
life. That looks like a Buddhist book.
She studied. She was into Buddhism for a while.
I
Yeah.
did too when I was younger. I studied like every religion I could get my hands on, every belief, every anything I could get my hands on.
No, it's good to read everything. Like grab
Mhm.
every religion, guys, you can, and read everything because it each has the same
See, like they
foundation.
got some stuff going in there. Like they got the saying, like you're standing on a bridge watching yourself go by, and then they have this.
That's for
Ooh,
yeah, that's for astral traveling.
It's
gives
like
me a
a be
little gives me a
present
little
book.
chill.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
there's
a
a
be
bunch of them,
present.
like Jesus on the cross type thing.
Okay.
That's
There's a whole
interesting
bit.
because some of it feels like it's a Buddhist book, but then it had
Yep.
that drawing that felt very Greek-like, and then
Yeah.
that's,
But then again,
I'll have to check it out.
just don't forget that everything is this. All religions
Oh,
have got the same
absolutely.
foundation. It
Hmm.
comes from the same root.
And when you're doing all of that, searching through all those religions, you'll find that as you go, you
I
will
mean,
find common
pages and
strain.
pages of it. I mean, there's pages and pages of it. I'm actually look like pages of this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, pages of them. Just flick it. Look.
Oh yeah, that looks like an interesting book. You got my
Mhm.
curiosity there.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
gonna look it up.
What is this? Two things you are required. One is I have no idea what that word is. Viagra? I don't know.
Delia Ragya.
Yep.
Vairagya?
Yeah.
They got all this stuff in it.
Interesting.
Yep. The four. Yeah. Oh, that. Yep. Okay. I think it's got a bit of everything in there.
It seems like it does.
Yep. That's a very interesting book.
Terry says you should read it, Howard.
Sounds like a death of the ego or the dark night of the soul.
Hmm.
I don't have enough time to do anything. I don't
Well,
have enough time.
she says you should read it. It'll bring you
It will
closer
bring you
to
closer to
Jessica.
Jessica. I agree. Hey,
Hey,
David. Hey, Joe Newman. The name of the book is Be Here Now. Remember, be here now.
Okay, I'm going to look it up.
Well, she almost paid $30 for that thing.
That's okay. It seems very interesting. Don't forget, Jesus, when he left from the age of 12 to 30, he learned every religion, every single
Yep.
one of them.
But the
That's why
Catholic
he could
Church,
perform.
the Catholic Church does not talk about him after
Oh,
the age of 12 to the age of 30.
No, either does the Greek Orthodox.
Nothing. You don't see nothing.
Magically. But he
Oh,
went
they're in the
around.
Vatican. Oh, they're in the Vatican. Oh, really, David? You're gonna come in here with your pimp self? David Childers.
There you go. I posted the link to the book in the chat.
Thanks, Jess.
That's awesome.
Try to be helpful. I always have Facebook open. I have 2 screens, so
Okay. Yeah, no, I've left my phone up. I'm in the computers now, so yeah.
They lost me on the first page, Cherry. I don't know what the hell all this stuff is. What's the first page? It says hi, and they lost me there. I mean, I don't know.
oh goodness.
It's the Hunan, and I guess it's this dude here.
Yeah, apparently he is a guru. His name is
Yeah.
Ram Dass or Ram Dass. I'm not sure which one. He's telling the story of his spiritual awakening and giving you the tools to take control of your life in this counterculture Bible, featuring powerful guidance on yoga, meditation, and finding your true self.
Awesome.
I like it. It sounds interesting. I want that book.
Sounds
And
like a good
apparently,
book
it
to
was
learn.
actually published back in 1971.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Nice.
Oh, I don't see her. Hey, Shannon Rogers.
I gotta get it to my daughter. She does know how to find stuff like that.
Well, and obviously she knows how to help everybody else find stuff even now.
Yeah.
I didn't see Shannon in here. Shannon's in here?
I think she must be on another page that was shared because David sees her. I don't see her, but hi, Shannon. Shanae. We will have a study group, Howard Petrie. We can all sit and meditate in a circle.
Y'all read that book and y'all tell me what it's about. How's that? I can go with that.
Okay.
We'll have to read it. We'll do one of our episodes on it.
Jesus was an
Or-
Essene?
I don't know what that means.
I was not even going to attempt to pronounce it. I was just going to pass it on by. Let one of y'all try.
Essene or Essene.
Essene? No, never heard that word. What is
Essene.
it?
Well, see, my brain, the first thing that came out was Jesus was an essay, and that is not correct.
That's what I thought too. Exactly.
So I just decided I did not need to try.
Stop reading my mind. You'll be
I got
scared.
that. I got that ESPN.
That's what I got. I do have ESPN.
Hmm.
And I'll watch that now. I can deal with that. I have ESPN. Especially during football season.
They don't believe in any form of Judeo-Christianity.
Yes, people definitely do. Some people do judge people who don't believe in some form of Judeo-Christian beliefs.
Yep.
I think people will judge people anyways, whatever. It won't even matter what they believe. They're always going to have
Absolutely.
judgment.
I mean, I grew up. I don't know if y'all know.
Mama.
Have any of y'all ever been to a Pentecostal church or a Church of God?
No.
That's where I grew up. Okay. I'm talking every Wednesday, every Sunday, every revival, everything. Our sister church was the Pentecostal church. Holy rollers all the way.
Well, I was always taught you go to if you have the chance, go to any church or every church, if you can, all denominations. That way you can learn different religions. And
I tried to do that. I went with a non-denominational church, and they took me to a Pentecostal church camp, and that's where I spoke in tongues.
Well, the best thing I learned was that every single Sunday someone fell out on the floor speaking in tongues, and the pastor ran away with the choir director. That's what I learned. Her name was Miracle.
Oh, that's why.
Okay.
There was
I
a
can't say.
question from Candy too.
What a question up here. There it is. Candy had one. You see animal spirits as well. If you do, how do you communicate with them? Very,
Um,
very good question.
that's a nice question. I do see animal spirits as well, but I will see them when I see them is I will see them with their loved ones that had passed away. Like there's times where I've seen I've had a mediumship reading and a lady will come over or a man or whatever, a client will come over and I've had a mediumship and I would say that I'm seeing your grandma. She's up there in her own little place, which she has done her own heaven. And I'm seeing a little dog that looks like that. Da, da, da. Everybody's fine. But I'm really like, boom. But I do give them closure. I do give them closure, and like I said, like Jess, I don't sugar their ears, but I will give them closure of how they are and what's happening.
And for everybody who's just joined us, and joined us, and whoever just
Whoever has
joined us,
just joined in.
In
Either
us, yeah, it's good. Put a little slash in us.
not in us. We're not going to put in us.
No, that's wrong. Us in.
That's absolutely wrong. Whoever just
No,
tuned in.
yeah. Who just got here? Yeah, who got here? That's how we do it. Yeah, whoever just got
Oh my
here.
God.
We're speaking with Miss Katherine. I'm a butcher it again. Sorilos.
We lost, yeah.
Sorilos. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And she is a psychic, a medium, correct? She's
She's
a
a
intuitive.
medium.
No, she's a remote viewer, correct?
Sorry?
Remote viewing? No.
Yep, psychometry, remote viewing, psychokinesis, all that.
And she sees dead people, y'all. She sees the dead people.
And she can hypnotize living people.
And past
Yeah.
regression. She does past regression. So she can see your past life. Like, if you were standing on the corner. Because we talked about that earlier too, prostitution. So that was I gotta keep them interested. I mean,
Yeah, you have to.
oh no, that they're all interested. They're loving it. They love it. This is a good show. I mean, it's very educational. I mean, you open my eyes up to a lot of stuff tonight. Especially the part with. Let me ask you, when you're laying in bed at night and you open your eyes and you see a couple of dead people standing over you, doesn't that freak you out?
Oh yeah, it does. It does. It does. It freaks you out. It does. You freak out. You do. But you get so used to it after a while. Like for instance, the people that before they die, they see the dead. We all know that.
Right.
My mother, she passed away from cancer. And a few days before she passed away, I had the baby monitor because she died from cancer, and I had the baby monitor so I could hear her, what was going on in her room, if she needed something. And I could hear her talking over the baby monitor, and I'm thinking, oh my God, well, who's she talking to? So the house, this is in Australia, August, I had the heaters on. It was nice and warm downstairs, but as soon as you would go up in her room, it will be freezing cold. Like there will be like, that thing that comes, the air that comes in your mouth like a fog. That's what her room was like. And I'm like, Mum, what's wrong? Why are you why are you screaming over the monitor? And she goes, can't you see them? I go, who? She goes, all those shadow people there. She goes, I don't want to go. Tell them I'm not ready to go. I am not ready to go. It's not my time yet. And guys, I still say that was very creepy for me because I could feel them there, but they were behind the veil. They were behind the portal waiting for her to go. And then a day or two later, she was really happy because they had disappeared. And my uncle and my granddad were there waiting for her. Like I walked up into her room and, Mum, do you need anything? Blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting on her bed. She was like, I could feel something on the bed, but I couldn't understand I could feel energy on the bed, but I couldn't understand who it was coming from. And because I was so emotionally attached to my mother that, you know, the pain of her passing away at a very young of 58, she was 58, it was too overwhelming for me. So I could see spirit, but I couldn't see it at that point because, like I said, when you do readings on your loved ones, it's very hard. You're emotionally attached.
Mm.
So I would sit on the bed, and she'll be like, "You're sitting on your granddad. Get up." I'm like, where? So yeah, they do see, they feel them, they see them, and it's yeah. And then
All I'm saying, there were freak people staring over me like that. I mean, bad enough I got to watch Jackie when she's standing over me with a knife.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
now I've got to watch the Out for Dead people too. Now, I mean, this is crazy.
you get used to it. You do. You get so used to it. It's like a second nature to you. You still get scared. You still get jumpy,
Yeah.
but they're there. They, it, you know, they once upon a time they were humans.
Yeah.
They are still human souls.
But I
Now,
know a lot of buttheads in my life, and trust me, that's probably who's here. I mean, they all just coming over, they taking everything and walking out. I mean, I have one neighbor that used to borrow stuff from me and just never give it back. And I bet you he's here too. Probably why I lose a lot of stuff. I mean, I can't find half the stuff around
As
this
long
house.
as they don't borrow your plunger.
No, they're not. They're not taking my plunger. My plunger's right here. I got my plunger with me. Right here.
but
Right
seeing
here.
an entity that's not human, that's a different story, guys. That is
Plunger right here.
okay.
Little plunger. Like elemental and ancient, like I don't know what you call all of them. I know like I've seen different things, and some of them I would like explain it as like an old, not an elemental, but like an ancient, like
Source
from
of
another
energy.
culture, huh?
Yeah. An ancient source of energy.
Yeah, or like an old witch or an old warlock or like
Mhm.
a Sumerian gods or something. I don't know, like different culture.
Have you got my sister-in-law was asking what it means when there's a misty things in your house that floats around.
Okay, depends, Yvette, in what color you see it. Is it blue? Is it white? Is it see-through? Is it a dark shadow? It depends on how you see it. And I can explain to you what it is.
Send her photos. She wants to see the orbs and whatever else that looks like orbs, the balls of energy.
Temple
Go.
plunger left.
We call them ghost balls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ghost balls.
Spirit.
yeah.
You mean orbs? Call orbs spirit about those balls?
No,
Um,
I'm joking.
She was just joking.
It's a joke. It's a running
Yeah,
gag.
she was making
Oh,
like
yeah.
a
They use cat balls
like a
now. I mean,
marshmallow.
Those are what we call ghost balls.
Yeah.
poor
I was
cats. They
being a joke.
ultimate sacrifice.
Hey, if they
Crazy.
work,
It's a great show, guys.
No, it's no good.
And sometimes she said, "Well, there it is.
The colored gray and black.
Sometimes black."
and Yvette, they live next door to you, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they
It's-
live next to Howard.
It's the dark energy that's surrounded in that area. Like I told Howard at the beginning before we got on the show, Howard's house is sitting right on a portal that's sucking everything in and bringing everything up. And everybody's house is making like a pentagram all around, like a perfect pentagram. So yous are all connected to that portal. So, of course, you're going to see things like that, Yvette.
All right, it's time to hitch up a trailer and drag some of the houses into a slightly different location. We got to break up the pentagram.
Yes. Break up the grid. Break up the grid.
Break up the grid. We don't do that.
No.
And in the middle, I'm going.
They could just like wear a kilt and do like a river dance instead.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Well, these two women here will be these two beautiful women will be in coming to our wedding, so y'all can sleep in this place, and I'll go stay in a motel where y'all are all gonna plan on staying, and let y'all experience what I experience every freaking day of my
Can I
life.
just do an investigation in your yard while we're there too, or in your house?
Hey, we'll happily come investigate, but I am sleeping my happy little ass right in a hotel.
Yeah,
I
I
would
am not
agree with
sleeping.
this.
I am not Buffy. I am not sleeping on the Hellmouth. No, thank you.
Oh, come on. She said,
she said.
I'll investigate it, but I'm not sleeping in it. No.
So it's people that used to live here.
Yeah, and people that it's a big portal, so it's not just the people that used to live there. There's a portal opening, and plus, like I told Howard, I feel that there's water underneath, and Howard did validate that there's water underneath the
Yeah,
house.
it's a river. There's a
It's a
river.
river. I could see, and don't forget that the river is connected with the souls. So it's like a water is a portal. That's how, in ancient Greece, the ferryman will take the souls across to Hades through the
Jackie's even
water.
started out there too.
Look, I am not taking myself, who's named Jess, and sleeping in Jess's room.
Well, I used to call her Jess. I used to call her Jessie.
I have gone by Jess, Jessie, Jessica, occasionally Jennifer. I worked with old people. Don't judge them.
That's right, Terry. Yeah, sorry.
I had a guy sleeping there. He was the only one that John Doherty. He slept in that room. The only person that slept in that room since Jessica's passing. And he stayed in that room. And I walked in there, and before John was right behind me. I said, "Look, this is John. He's sleeping here. Don't rape him." And that was it. I let him go.
Oh Lord! Oh my Lord!
I just started to kindling. That's all I did. Now, if the fire grows in that room, I just can't help it. I mean, it is what it is.
Ghost girlfriend.
Yeah, Jacqueline will validate that for me. There it is.
No, it's not Jessica Petrie that I am afraid of. Let me clear that up. I'm not. It's not Jess or her spirit that I'm afraid of.
I've had this place. Blessed by a Catholic priest. Came in and blessed my property and my house. I've had a Reiki master, and I'm working on a shaman still. And this place is still not. It's still active.
And it never will. It never will.
You heard her reading my house.
It got
and
out, Mama. It got
This has
out.
been Christian cleansed and witch cleansed. Doesn't matter. I still
No.
have to do it every freaking month.
Exactly.
Then I have the ladies. They're going to do because I feel like something's actually. You said attachments.
Yeah,
And I feel that there's something. Somebody put something. I believe somebody put something on me bad, evil.
I'm seeing. I told you at the beginning. Remember how we were talking at the beginning, and I told you I see a witch, a very bad, evil witch in them. Yep, I feel the energy of a witch, a very evil, dark witch, but old. This is going back generations. This is ever since that whatever's been put on you is been from your mother's womb. While you were in your mother's womb, that's how old it is.
Curses. We've talked about him being cursed.
It's a curse.
It's just been within the past year or so. It's actually everything. I'm used to being cursed and all that stuff.
Let me tell you something about a curse, Howard. A curse is worse than doing a spell. Those curse words come right from within the soul. So they are strong. And if that's been in your generation from your mother's womb, because it could have been from your mother's side or your dad's side, this has been following your family and yourself ever since you were in your mother's womb. So that's been going on and on and on and on and on in your life.
And even if you're just feeling it now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it just started now. That simply
Exactly.
You're waking up to it.
you may be going into a spiritual awakening, which is opening you up to finally feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I feel hungry.
You're awakening right now. You feel hungry?
I had a little hot sausage dog. That's all I had. And a pack.
Well, whose fault is that?
Well, I had things to do today. I had to go bring stuff to across the lake and in New Orleans for my
Pack you
my
a
dog.
lunch or stop and get some nuggies.
I didn't have time to get nuggies. I had to get back and do this show.
What did Greg ask is, in that case, is if there is water below, wouldn't you need to change its course or say move
Or
down
it-
homes? Yeah. If you're
Mhm.
sitting on it and you
I
can't
think
do
that's kind of
anything
one
else.
of those things that it's not a guarantee.
Yeah. I've heard of people stripping houses and stripping the land and pulling up parts of the land, and it still didn't do anything or didn't.
Oh, this river, this is not like a river that you would know. This is deep.
Yep,
This
that's
is something
it's
real
deep.
deep. I mean, that's the water I'm tapped into
Yep.
from my well.
That's it. That's the what I'm seeing. Like it's like a river underneath. That's what I told you at the beginning. And I was like it's underneath the house, underneath the foundations. You can never reach that.
No,
No.
you can't tap into groundwater and aquifer and change its course. That's just not
No,
something you can do.
that's true.
And even if you did, who's
There
to
you
say that
go.
you're not going
That's
to find something else to feed on?
Yvette giving validation to
Yeah,
herself and to me.
now well, she can't see it, but those pictures that were taken behind me, I put on that Jacob's ladder in here and that EMF pump, and this thing on this side of me formed. It started off like an oblong looking, I don't know, weird looking color, and then it actually grew into a blue thing that was sitting there. I didn't even see it. I didn't even notice it. People sent me pictures of this. My brother sent me pictures. Other people, I was seeing it, they sent me pictures of this thing. And to me, and it looks like there's a black male or a black gentleman. You can see the distinctive, the nose, the lips, the eyes. And I was always told that there's a slave that's here that wants to help me. He wants to. He's not here to harm me. He wants to make sure everything's fine with me for some reason.
That's your guide. Your guide. Okay,
Yeah,
that's your
I
guide.
would say that's your guide. Yeah.
Exactly. What the other one, the witch that I'm seeing, she's ancient, she's old, and she's conjured some really bad stuff in that house that maybe wasn't like that before. That house, the maybe over the years that house has changed. So
This was land. I mean, like I said, it wasn't. It had somebody who put a driveway in there, but it was always cleared land. But I found out later that it could have been part of a plantation. Some of those crops that were buried here and all that. Sugarcane.
yep, that's true.
Oh, I do remember that one that disappeared off the memory card and the computer. The photo was just gone.
That's the picture I have. I have that picture. That's that thing with the horns that comes out of like that, and it's got this orb right above it, and you can see a shape of something, and then you see it looks like a leg that comes down, but at the end of the leg, you actually see a hoof. And then there was another orb. So that thing was weird looking. Then there was a disembodied hand on a rail.
Yeah.
You can see like claws on it. It was like black and it had like these little points to it. So
But that's you've got everything in the house.
Yeah.
I'm an amusement park. I'm a paranormal amusement park.
Not even just in the house. You've got everything on the land.
On the land, yeah. On the land. Because it's not just in Howard's house. Sorry.
I don't know that it's even just connected to the land. I feel like like she said,
It's the portal.
It's
a portal, and it's just gone, and everything's just coming out.
When I come there, I'm just gonna bring all of my equipment, and I'm just gonna have to stay the night there. And y'all gonna have to come over, and we're gonna have to do an investigation.
I say it again. It sounds like he's sitting on Hellmouth. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All I got to say, Rosie, just be prepared. You see me coming out of my bedroom, and the only thing I got on is my little undies.
No, I'll
My
be
shirt,
blindfolded if I do that.
coffee,
You know what?
yeah.
I am going to send you a nice box with some thongs to wear just for her visit.
Oh.
I got my own dogs. Thank you.
Terry said, yeah. Oh, it's after 10. I don't know if it matters or not, but
Yeah, that's what Jackie. It stays on every night with you. Well, I got an expensive light bill.
that it got worse when she moved in. I think it's because she gets scared a lot. and like the fear that she
Seen
has
that
all
door.
the time. And
I tell you when she walked in and we was I've always told her, I said, Jackie, this place is haunted. This place is haunted. And she never did believe me. Then after Jessica passed and everything, I walked in and I just starting up Jessica's foundation. She was in the house in the living room right here sweeping. I walked in and it was like, hey, what you doing? And I looked down and we both seen down the end of the hallway, you see our bathroom door shutting, just like somebody's walking in it, just shutting the door behind them. And she said, who's that? I said, I think it's Trey, my son. So I
Mhm.
yelled, hey, Trey. And Trey was in the other side of the house. He says, yeah, Dad. When Jackie seen that girl ran out the front door. She almost cleared the rail that's the porch rail. She was out of here. She didn't even want to stay in this house. Look, she said right there, I am scared. I mean, I've seen things in this house. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can imagine.
chairs pulling out, disembodied voices, a music box. That's another thing. I don't own a music box. Why would a music box be playing in my house?
Because before we go on, Donna, Cecile, sweetheart, I can't see something right now because I'm on the show, but send me a
Yeah,
message and I
this
will have a look.
yeah, she's been asking quite a few people about that.
Okay, I will have a look and I'll tell you. It's okay. Now,
And
don't
oh,
forget
AJ, go ahead,
how at
sorry.
your house, you will hear weird things. You will see weird things because it's like every soul that goes past that house, because it's a portal, it would leave its imprint. So you will hear a music box, or you will hear a dog bark, or you would hear um, music that was back in the 1940s or 1930s, because
Somebody
it's a
whistling a
portal.
tune.
Hey,
I said somebody whistling a tune, just
yeah,
random things.
because it's a portal. It's like, hello and welcome to the Hotel California.
yeah.
Jackie's gonna love that. She's watching this right now
I
too.
know she is. Poor thing.
And I would bet that even if they don't get drawn in to stay, you're at least getting echoes of any souls that pass.
Yep. Yep. They will, it's like, they're walking past, going back, going somewhere else.
Well,
Yeah.
I've always believed that this portal that's on the property now. I know there's a portal, but I believe it was opened by Jessica when she passed on the property, and it's just never closed. I mean, this thing, we had some activity. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't like it is now, but I believe that she just opened this portal up wide open, and
It was there, but with her death and passing, you're right about that. It became more.
I want to know the answer to this question.
Can
I
you
think I
tell
know
us?
the answer.
Yeah, we are struggling with a house that we have been
Okay.
investigating for a few years now, and it is very intense. And it has, for the first time, we usually don't bring any of our witch tools on investigation. We keep it, professional equipment, everything. This last one, we decided we were going to bring our decks, everything, and the activity went up to about 3 million, and it was an entity that we had never experienced in the house before.
Okay. So, a vortex or okay, when we go to a place that's haunted, okay, you will get different feelings. You might get cold, you might get hot, you might feel good, you might start yawning, maybe your stomach will hurt. We all know what each of that feeling means and what we are up against, okay? Now when you feel a vortex, you're feeling your actual soul getting sucked in.
So, okay, I have a question. When you leave a property that has a vortex, it's going to feel like you are popping back
Yes,
into a different. See, that is how it feels when we leave that property.
that is a
Now,
vortex.
that's how it has always felt. But
Yeah.
we decided that we were going to try and do. We were very careful. We took, we cleansed. We did everything we needed to, and to do some readings and stuff. And we made contact with something that either was dormant and got interested with us bringing our tools, or something new. We're not sure, but it was like we would pop back out. It was like
Yep, you feel like you're being split in the middle and then you're getting back again. Split in the middle and back again. That is what a vortex and a portal feels like. You're feeling like your whole body's getting sucked out, like your soul, and you're like trembling, like you're losing you're draining. Everything's just, your blood's draining, you're draining. That's how it feels.
And then you pop out almost like you've popped through a membrane.
Yeah,
And
it's like you're doing like an astral traveling, and you know how you're
Yes.
between sleep and awake, and your body just goes and then comes back again. And that's what a vortex is, and that's how you can tell if there's a vortex there or a portal.
How would one handle that?
All right. Never take your stuff to a place like that.
No, we know that now.
Good. Never do it. Never do it again. Always carry with you. Red jasper. Clear quartz to become an amplifier.
Okay.
And black tektite. Those three things, you carry them with you. So they are protecting you from the portal.
Oh, I always have a bra full of
Those three
crystals.
things, though, they do a little, altogether, they do like a golden grid, an invisible golden grid on top of you. So they protect you against that vortex or the portal, and it bounces it back so you don't go through it.
Just play with it.
So how you close the portal?
Or a vortex.
Well, if you're going to close a portal, if you're in a home, if you've got portals in your home, well, in your case, it's a massive portal, so it's going to be hard. Usually, when there's small portals in a home, you go into a private investigation. There's a little portal. You pair up tektite with white with clear quartz, and you put it in that corner where you feel that the portal is. And then what you do for you to protect and seal the house, you grab, the mothballs, the comfort balls, mothballs, put 4 in that room that you feel that it is the portal or the vortex, so it can do the grid line on top, so everything that's in there can bounce back out.
Okay. Well, that is interesting because I'm very much a crystal addict. I have a wall of crystals, but one of the most recent things I got in, I just felt compelled and bought myself a lovely little lot of black tektite.
Good.
So that's amusing.
There you go.
Yes, the
Said
attic.
the attic.
Good God, the attic.
That closet.
There's
Said that closet. Okay. Well, it's 10:10, so it's after 10:11. Y'all want to still run with this, or y'all want to?
I have
Mama,
been
I found
sleeping.
this
I need to go to bed.
fun.
Yeah. I can stay on for a minute, but I'm gonna have to take I'm gonna step. Yeah, so I gotta grab something. He's digging out stuff, and
Well,
Don't do it.
let's go ahead and end the
Don't
show
do
then,
it. I need guys.
and I want to thank Katherine for coming on. How can people find you, Katherine?
Well, they can find me. Candy had already put it up there as well, but I will say they can find me on Daughters of Hecate's on Facebook. They can find me as Katherine Sorilos on my Facebook profile. They can find me as Oracle Whispers by Katherine Sorilos, and on Riverside, Our Paranormal.
And I will get with you later.
No worries.
Well, we would like to say thank
It
everybody.
was a pleasure talking to you guys. Seriously, I had a
Well, it
great
was
time tonight.
I mean, this was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
it's freaking me out now. I don't even know if I want to go to bed
I
now.
probably can't talk anymore because I'm being talked
Looking
over
down
by
on me.
5-year-old.
But I promise I'll come down to New Orleans. That's one place I would love to come down
Bring
to.
Jenny, we got to get Jenny down here. I mean, we're working on it, but we got to get Jenny back down.
Yeah, but
Down
I'll
here.
just walk past your house from the opposite footpath, and I'll just be like, "Hi, Howard."
Hi, look, see, I stopped by. Bye.
It just suck you in. It's like a succubus. It suck you in.
It is like a succubus.
But thank you, Katherine, for coming on. And next week we're going to have Mr. Wayne AJ Gulwell, and he's from the UK. He's a paranormal investigator there. He does a lot of lives, and I think the name of his team is the Spirit Within.
Spirits with me.
Very interesting man. He's very, very knowledgeable, and It's going to be a great show next week. We're trying to line up some great. All my shows are great, man. If I just come on in and just look at the camera for 2 hours, it's a great show.
Really?
So,
Like a Mr. Potato Head.
Awesome.
but thank y'all so very much for watching, and see y'all next week. And live from the bayou, I guess you could say.
Good night.